Hi everyone. Today's video we're going to be talking about how to progress in Epic 7. This is going to be appropriate for anyone new to the game, anyone returning to the game, and we'll just kind of walk through the basics of what people should focus on, because there's a lot of things you can do and you want to make sure you progress in the right way. So we'll start with the dailies, or essentially the things you should be doing every day once you log in. So when you log in, there's going to be a bunch of things. I highly recommend always opening the secret shop first. So this refreshes every hour. You have a chance to get the summoning currency here. So the Covenant bookmarks, Mystic medals, they can show up in the shop.
Come back
So
soon.
I always recommend people check it every hour if they can. It's not a big deal if you can't, but um, it's good to incorporate that in your daily. Next thing is the Sanctuary. So you always have the Forest of Souls running. You'll get penguins, spirits, and the Molagora passively. So you can just click these. Um, there's also the weekly and monthly Heart of Orbis. Essentially, you can refresh this um, as many times as you have currency. I forget how much we get each week, but the gist of it is you get free rewards monthly. And some of these pieces are really good. 23 speed sword, 52% health helmet, 52 defense body, 52 health boot, 52 attack neck, and a 46 crit damage ring. The odds to get this are super low, but usually most people end up with getting something in the S or A tier. Um, but yeah, definitely make sure you do this weekly/monthly to ensure you get, a chance at a really good item. Um, Also, in terms of weeklies, make sure you do your Alchemist Steeple. Charms can be hard to get, and to get these, you just have to feed in some of your equipment gems. So usually just feed in something you don't really care about, or if you have a lot of them, um, it's kind of up to you. But yeah, make sure you do this weekly. Outside of that, there is always Arena. I recommend folks use your Arena points. We have 10 free sweeps a day. So if you click on an opponent, figure out what Arena team works for you. For me, this is a really good team in the Nodos meta. So since you get 10 per day, there's kind of no reason to just press quick match. It'll autoplay for you. Um, and you'll basically get these conquest points. These conquest points are used to purchase things in a shop. So I think you can buy charms with them, and there's some weekly energy with them. So highly recommend folks do this on a daily basis. It also feeds into weekly rewards. I think you can get this 3 times, so you can get 150 Sky Stones per week. And it also feeds into the Battle Pass. So just by playing Arena, you're going to get this XP. And, every season there's essentially a bunch of charms. There's gear, which is probably the best thing out of this. So this season looks like it's a speed set, so it's pretty valuable to get. The other thing is we also have events, so always make sure you check this tab. The current event running is a bunch of free energy as well as these blue mystic metals. So these are super valuable as well. Make sure you do these on a daily basis. There's also a World Arena event, collect those rewards. There's a lot of basically things you get on a daily basis just by checking this tab. So I recommend folks remember they do that. You also get a free summon daily. Can't forget to do that. And the other thing that I don't think a lot of people know about or don't remember is you can actually get additional charms from Labyrinth on a daily basis. So you go into this, or any of them really. I like to do this one because it's only one battle.
Destiny.
You can find a Hushi shop, and he always has a random set of items. It can be Covenant bookmarks, Mystic medals, equipment charms. Let's see what he has today. You'll see he's got bookmarks here. He's got a few charms. So I always recommend people check this shop because these can be hard to get and it's just an extra thing, right? I got free bookmarks essentially. Um, Note that you don't have to like exit through the portal. You can just yield. It'll get you out quicker and you'll still retain all of your stuff. So yeah, I recommend people do that. So Labyrinth, T-Rella, Chaos, and Castle, Blue Grace Garden, Area 4, and then just teleport over to Huchi. One of the other dailies people should not forget about is, you know, checking into your guild. As you saw, I got a bunch of rewards just for opening the tab. There's this daily donation. This is the Brave Crest, which can be used to buy a bunch of items in the guild shop. So, there's Spirit Bloom, which I don't recommend you buy. But there are catalysts. For me, I mainly use it to buy artifact charms. This is kind of the only reliable source for them. So I usually just save these until I need it. There's always World Boss. So this can also give you a chance at equipment gems, random pieces of gear. Make sure you do that. And then there's also Guild War, right? So this is probably one of the most important things you do on your account. I think it runs 3 or 4 times a week. Basically, it's a PvP situation where you'll be fighting against kind of like arena AI. So people just set their teams, and if you win, you get mystic medals at the end of the war, depending on your performance. So obviously, you want to get 3 wins, but it's really just about doing your best. And then on defense, uh, you can also get extra mystic medals depending on how many green shields you get. So 1 green shield is like an extra. I don't remember how many mystics. It's like 1 to 2 mystics, but it adds up. So the other thing that's important to do daily is in the shop, there's always complimentary energy. So make sure you buy this. So this one is always free. There's one for purchase with friendship stones. You have to get that. And then there's also one more on a separate tab under exchange for the arena. Remember we mentioned these arena victory points? Make sure you buy this daily. The big thing that was recently introduced in E7 are these spectral cores. These are used to farm the higher level hunts or breach, which have a higher chance of dropping better gear. So these are limited to 3 per day. So I highly recommend you prioritize this if you want to progress your account because E7 is very gear heavy and these are limited 3 per day. You can stack them up to 30, but this is the only source of getting them right now. You have to buy them on a daily basis for 160 energy. If you don't do this on a daily basis, you're going to be hurting your account. So even if you're hurting on energy, if it takes up basically everything you have, I recommend you prioritize taking these spectral cores. It is the biggest thing to progress your account these days. And I mentioned they're used for these otherworldly hunts. So these have a chance at dropping otherworldly gear, which essentially are only going to high roll, meaning you're going to get a better piece. And these only drop in the otherworldly hunts. So that's why these spectral cores are so important to get on a daily basis because it's going to progress your account once you get the gear. This is the only way to get them, as I mentioned right now, outside of trading leafs or skystones, which is not recommended for free-to-play players. It's also used in Otherworldly Breach. So this is the seasonal content. So they rotate the sets in this. It's a different hunt, but right now it's Warfare and Pursuit. The other thing I recommend folks do to progress their account is make sure they do the seasonal content. There is a whole lot of rewards locked behind these ranks, and you get these ranks just by doing seasonal content. You can look at some of the rewards here. I've already purchased most of them. There's bookmarks, Molagoras, modification gemstones, there's gear, there's also the ML5 Fate Gaze, so you need these for the extra equipments. And there's also the Constellation coins, which can be exchanged for potentially really good 88 gear. So make sure you do this content. It rotates. I think Trials is always here. So I recommend folks make sure you try to knock these out if you can. Once you get to a late game state, both of these are going to be really easy. Like you can just kind of auto them once you figure out comps. So I can quickly show mine. This one's basically a Fenny solo. I suggest people prioritize this unit because she's used in basically all PvE. You can solo this boss essentially. For this boss, I just have a bunch of green units. There's a bunch of different teams. This one just works for me because I've had these units built for many years. For the next fight, the grass boss, I'm just using triple soul weavers and carrot. Pretty solid for auto. This one I have to manual, but I'm using just a bunch of DPS that can nuke the boss down for the last phase. This one's also a manual one, but you just need stunners and extinction units like Spez with Death Pen. But yeah, overall, I recommend folks do the seasonal content. This is going to really progress your account. And then, as I mentioned before, once you have the teams built, prioritize doing these otherworldly hunts during buffs. So there are random weekends that they will post a notice on Stove, social media that tell you there are essentially double drops or doubled rates for these hunts. So you can kind of pick what you want to farm. Personally, I think most people these days are farming Wyvern, Banshee, or the Golem, or the Otherworldly Breach. So those are kind of the main ones. The other hunts are generally neglected. I don't think people are farming Azzy. I don't think people are farming Katie's just because the sets are less used these days. And they're kind of niche. So it's really these as the big three hunts. Most folks will probably tell you just tunnel into Wyvern because speed set's always good, hit set's always good, and at the end of the day, a lot of this game is speed based, and the speed set is going to be what you want these otherworldly pieces on. Yeah, that's kind of my quick overview of what folks should be doing on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. If you keep up with that, your account will eventually progress through the hunts, the equipments, and then eventually you just need to grind out World Arena, especially if you want to work towards one of these really cool frames. This is what top 100 gets. RTA will take people a lot of time to learn. The meta shifts a lot, but I think if you can figure out one or two drafts that really work for you, it's achievable for anyone who has enough time to play. That's it. Thanks for watching the video.